Hey guys, what's up? It's Hasya. I'm back with another video, and this one is about sales. Is sales for me? Is sales for you? Is sales for everybody? Can anybody do sales, improve, and really go somewhere with it? This is an interesting topic because I've had about about 2 years, or around 1 to 2 years of sales experience. And this has been my experience with my performance with sales and where I have been going. I started my first sales role as a face-to-face fundraiser on the streets and shopping centers, trying to get people to sign up to an Australian charity. So the reason I joined that job was because I was fresh out of becoming a music university student with 2 years of studying at music college, at music university. And I found that it was very hard to find other music roles. It was very, very difficult. I searched on Indeed for so long, I couldn't find anything. And I felt like an absolute loser sitting at home for like 1 to 2 months. So eventually I saw some sales jobs that kept on popping up on my Indeed app. So obviously I saw how convenient they were. They kept popping up, so I decided to press on them. And as I pressed on them, I applied and I didn't think much of it. I just applied for the next role and the next one and the next one. Eventually, eventually I was on my way to an interview one morning and I get a call that says, "Hey, hey, so and so, we really liked your resume and we'd like to invite you to an interview with us at our office in the city." And I was like, hell yeah. Like in my head, I was like, hell yeah, but I had to keep it cool. So the lady on the phone goes through some questions and I ask about like the progression there and all of that, like the progression, and ask different questions like the pay structure and, you know, the training. And then she invites me to uh, a face-to-face interview. That's where that's where I go there, and we have challenges and all that. Long story short, it was a group interview, and I ended up passing the interview along with me and two other people. So I passed the interview and I get the job. I learned, I spend the whole goddamn weekend trying to drill the script in my brain and learn it. And I ended up having to pitch the script to the owner on the first day. The first day, um, and he said it was an 8 out of 10. It was very good, and I believed, like, he believed what I was saying, and like that pitch would get me signups. So we have a morning meeting on a Monday. We do a pitch practice where we'd go over a script and practice and give each other tips, and then we're off to go in each other's cars. I go with one trainer, the other group goes with another trainer, and we go to different locations. So we go to a shopping center, and while we're at this shopping center, we're setting up everything, and I'm a little nervous. I don't know what to do, but I'm just trying. So as I'm trying, I'm giving people compliments and I'm trying to say funny things and all that. And I end up stopping someone. Like, even though I was really nervous, I ended up stopping someone very early in my shift in the morning, and I stopped someone, and it was, if you've ever done sales, you probably get those people that are, every once in a while, you get someone that doesn't have an objection and that's like, it's just happy to buy from you. And it just makes it just really easygoing person to deal with. Like, just like, yeah, like usually, even if like you usually would get a price objection or a, I'll think about it, I'll be like, yeah, I'll do it. Where do I sign? Um, so it was one of that type of customer or donor. So I was pitching, and my pitch was good as well. I pitched him, and he was like, "Yeah, wow, that's amazing." I still remember. I think his name was George, a Syrian, I believe. And I signed him up. We took a picture, and I signed him up for the charity. That was my first sign up. Shortly after, I think later in the day, I got a second one as well. So now I got two sign-ups. And my trainer was looking at me like, that's not normal. You done good. And so I took that with me, and I thought, hey, maybe I could be good at this. Maybe sales is for me. So long story short, I stayed in that job for about 3 months as a face-to-face fundraiser, and I had my ups, I had my ups, and I had my downs. So there were times where I did not get sales for a very long time, and the managers were looking at me like, what the fuck? Like, come on, bro. Like, pick yourself up. And there were times where I got sales, where I got a good amount of sales, but the managers were like, yeah, like giving me a pat on the back, and my commission checks were coming in. But overall, here's the point. Look, I was never a superstar in sales. I was never a top performer ever. I was I was always either a mix between average, below average, or a little above average. And that's where I've usually been. I found that it was after spending 2 to 3 years in sales, I found it so difficult to actually get anywhere super high in sales. A lot of, I've seen a video on YouTube where there was a guy earning so much money in sales, and he's like, look, if you're not earning like $10,000 a month in commission, or I think it was like $1,000 a month in commission, you shouldn't be working in sales. Like, get out of here. And on my shitty weeks, on a shitty week of sales, it was hard for me. It was very difficult for me to not agree with him, because at the end of the day, sales is about performance. Like right now, I'm in an appointment setting role for a telecommunications company. And for the first time in many, many months, I've gone a full week without an appointment. And it just made me realize that, like, I've spent 7 months, 6, 7 months in this role, and I'm still at this level. Like, I've definitely put in some effort. Have I tried my best? I don't think I've tried my absolute best, but I definitely put in more effort than other people, and I've still got this far. What's the point of continuing when other people spiral up so quickly to the top? Like, it's made me think that, hey, is sales really for everybody? I used to think it was. And maybe you should try it for like year and a half, 6 months to build up that tough skin and build up some good approaches to social life. But at the end of the day, I found myself smacking my head against the wall trying to get better. The whole day I'd go in the morning, I'd put all my stuff on my desk and get ready to work and make some cold calls. And I'd just end up getting slammed on the phone the whole fucking day. It was beyond frustrating. And that was just last week. This isn't something in the past. And I just thought, like, do I really need to do this? I'm earning like 50K before tax a year. 55, something like 50 or 55K before tax a year. Do I really need to be going through this? Like, there's so much there's so much different options out there. And yeah, they say, oh, but with performance, you gotta, oh, but sales is the only job or one of the only jobs where you get paid for your performance and you actually get rewarded for working harder. Yeah, that's true if you're good. If you're shit, you could you could work fucking 20 more hours and still not get that much further. So it's like at the end of the day, you've got to choose. And that's where I'm at right now. I got to choose between staying in this job for another year and still earning minimum wage while the others earn like 100,000 a year or more in this sales job. I'm just contemplating going into construction or doing something else. Like, I'm trying to make more money. And I just feel like I'm just not cutting it in sales. It feels like sales isn't for me. I don't know if this is just a fleeting feeling or more of a solidified idea that has like that I would still continue to believe later on. But at the end of the day, if I have a shitty time in sales, I feel like quitting. But when I'm getting sales, I feel on top of the world and I feel like, yeah, sales is for me. But lately I've been having so much more shittier days than good. And in sales, when you have a rut and it starts to become a prolonged rut, the managers start looking around like, hey, like they may not say that. They may not say this exact thing I'm about to say verbally, but they're thinking it and you can feel it the way they act towards you. Like what they're thinking is like, hey, I'm paying this guy a base wage, and in a week he's got me no appointments. So I've paid this guy for free to come up and work on the computers and just make some calls and get nowhere. I had the manager sit next to me because she sits all the way at the end, and she put me next to her, and I sit on the right is a trainer, and to the front of me is another saleswoman. And like as I was making mistakes and I was losing people on the phone, that I was losing people on the phone, they the manager kept on like slamming me about it, like what are you doing? Like how could you lose that? How could you lose that? What's like I don't understand. What's wrong? Like what's going on? What's wrong? Like with all this being said, this leads me to my conclusion. I don't know what the future holds for me, but I know that I most likely don't want to be doing sales in the future, even if I have my good days. Because I know even when I have my good days, it's just a matter of time before there comes another rut and I feel like quitting again. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm just a quitter and I quit everything, but it's like you also got to know when to cut your losses. And I don't think I should continue this, knowing I'm still getting the short end of the stick for putting a lot more effort. So, with that being said, I don't see myself in the future doing sales. I don't know what else I'm going to be doing, but all I know is that it just takes time to see what's next, and I'm going to see where the future takes me. Tune in next time to see where I'm at next, an update, and yeah, hopefully the future has a lot in store for me. I'm trying to buy a car soon. I just learned how to drive, so hopefully I can save up for a car. And there's so much more I want to do, but I gotta get money. I don't want to do sales, so let's see where we're at. Um, If you like this video, remember to smash that like button, subscribe if you want to see more, and leave a comment with your thoughts on my video here and what, like any similar experiences you want to share or anything this reminds you of or any input you want to put into the video. Thanks. Have a good one. Bye.